can be like from 5 to 7 assaults a day in one platoon outpost. In some places we can barely hold the line with such amount of pressure.
All those stories and more today here on The World.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Lakshmi Singh.
She's been doing
President
this for a
Biden
long
is telling
time.
Democratic members of Congress he has no intention of stepping aside. In a letter today, Biden told them he is still the best candidate to defeat former President Donald Trump despite his dismal debate performance last month that raised concerns among many about his cognitive health. Now, eyes are on the Democratic convention, and Biden says it's time for all Democrats to unify for the sake of the party. Publicly, his advisors, including National Security Council spokesman John Kirby, have close ranks behind the president.
What I can tell you is, what I saw in that debate is not reflective of the man and the leader and the commander-in-chief that I have spent many, many hours with over the last
Oh, I don't know about that.
Kirby at a White House press conference this afternoon. A key Republican committee has approved the party's platform. NPR's Steve Fowler reports that the document mirrors former President Trump's vision for the future.
The party's platform is like a mission statement for the election, and this year it's what Trump wants. That includes a notable change. Abortion restrictions should be handled at the state level. The platform does not call for a federal ban on the procedure. The 16-page document largely mirrors Trump's stump speeches, including promises to, quote, seal the border, end inflation, and make America great again through Trump's conservative policies. The platform will officially be approved at the GOP convention in Milwaukee next week. Stephen Fowler, NPR News.
Tens of millions of people are under heat advisories across the United States. NPR's Nathan Croix reports heat is breaking records and fueling wildfires in the western U.S.
Las Vegas, Nevada hit a record 120 degrees on Sunday, one of many temperature records to fall over the weekend. The National Weather Service says more could fall in the days to come. The scorching temperatures are drying out vegetation and contributing to wildfires in a handful of western states, including California, where a fire burning in the mountains north of Santa Barbara has become the biggest wildfire in the state so far this year. Fire officials say the high temperatures are complicating firefighting efforts. Several air tankers and helicopters have been assigned to the blaze, as well as hundreds of wildland firefighters. Nathan Ross, NPR News.
Tropical storm Beryl still producing flood-generating rainfall and damaging wind gusts over eastern Texas. It is losing strength, though. The National Hurricane Center reported that the storm's top-sustained winds dropped to 65 miles per hour. At least 2 people in Texas died after trees fell on their homes, and the storm also cut power to more than 2.5 million homes and businesses in the Houston area. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 43 points at 39,332. This is NPR News.
It's 2:04. This is news from Wisconsin Public Radio. Good afternoon. I'm Brady Carlson. A recent report finds summer nights are warming more than days, including in Wisconsin. Climate Central looked at the number of days where the nighttime low was higher than 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Public health experts recommend similar room temperatures for a good night's sleep. In Wisconsin, the report found 8 cities saw an average of 9 to 14 more hot nights each year than you would have seen without climate change in the last decade.
Wait 8 years, buddy.
Physician Ann Getson with Healthy Climate Wisconsin says that can disrupt sleep, affecting the mind and stress levels, and potentially leading to more severe health complications. State climate scientists say the number of days
you give us some money and votes, we'll fix it, eh?
By mid-century. Officials say cities should examine more ways to reduce heat stress.
Can't fix it. Sun cycle.
There's a renewed push in Milwaukee to
try to make money off from it. Power.
Backers want to use a design called Sunrise.
These people are well-meaning on here. They don't know better, but
Milwaukee. The sign is blue, yellow, and white, and it's meant to resemble a sunrise over Lake Michigan.
They got it hook, line, and sinker.
Jealous introduced a resolution to replace the current flag from the 1950s with the new design. Jealous said the Milwaukee Common Council would need to vote to approve the change. Wisconsin weather could include a few clouds this afternoon. Widely scattered showers or storms also possible, with temperatures around 75 to 80 degrees. Overnight lows around 60. Tomorrow, a mix of clouds and sunshine. We could see a few more isolated showers or storms. Tuesday's highs in the upper 70s to low 80s around the state. This is WPR News. There's more news anytime at WPR.org.
Support for NPR comes from NPR stations. Other contributors include the Kaufman Foundation, providing access to
Oh, it rains here.
opportunities that help people achieve financial stability, upward mobility, and economic prosperity, regardless of race, gender, or geography. Kaufman.org.
Support for the world comes from Odoo. Odoo is an all-in-one management platform designed to simplify and connect every aspect of your business operations through one efficient software. More information at odoo.com/theworld. That's odoo.com/theworld.
This is The World. I'm Martha Wood.
And I'm Carolyn Bueller. Thanks for being here. The polls in France were wrong. Legislative elections there provided some big surprises. The far-right National Rally Party had been a favorite, but it came in third place.
Instead, a coalition of left-wing parties and the centrist group led by President Emmanuel Macron formed a united front with the singular goal of defeating candidates from the National Rally. The strategy seems to have worked. Parties from the left and center came in first and second, respectively. Victory celebrations, however, will likely be short-lived, as the world's Jerry Haddon reports from Perpignan in southwest France.
Last night, in big cities like Paris and Marseille, huge crowds of left-leaning voters exploded in cheers as results came in. The far right had been stopped. But in Perpignan, not even a honked horn or a hoot from a balcony. In fact, there were no crowds at all downtown, because most voters here and in the surrounding hill towns support the far right. The results left them little to cheer for.
I wonder if that's the people against the war.
Start for the National Rally, with last week's historic win behind them. At polling stations in villages across the district, conservatives streamed in to vote and to express their concerns.
Qui veulent qu'il y ait quelqu'un qui ait, comment dire, un peu plus de fermeté.
We need a firm-handed power, said Esperance Martinez, a retiree volunteering at a polling station in the rural town of Villas. There's too much crime, drugs, rape, and murder, she said. According to French police statistics, violent crime is up in France. It rose by more than 50% between 2016 and 2023.
Ce qu'on voyait avant dans les films aux États-Unis.
These days in France, it's becoming like the U.S. Another vote, Laurence Noguera, with no-go zones.
What I
Our
just
vote
said.
is driven entirely by fear, she said. Fear for our kids and our grandkids. Then, out of nowhere, she said, it's a shame because most Muslims are upstanding people. It's just a few bad apples, she says, that have stigmatized them all. Neither Noguera nor Martinez say who they voted for, but demonizing Muslims and foreigners in general has long been the National Rally's, rallying cry.
Voilà, c'est toujours les mêmes qu'on voit toujours.
In the nearby hamlet of York, a woman named Nina Saf has also just voted. She tells me that France needs to change. Foreigners get all the government help, she said.
Same thing as what's going on here.
It's
the same group of people running France as America.
At National Rally 1,
and they got this war going.
Promised to put French citizens first, giving them preferences
over
outsiders.
Ukraine war
jobs,
first,
and
us
assistance. But
at the bottom in the shithole.
Against a new, hastily hewn leftist coalition that teamed up for round 2 with President Macron's centrist candidates. There were hints of their success to come on Sunday, even within this bastion of the far right.
I think the far right would be comparable to the Trumpers here.
This woman, who wouldn't give her name, said, "All I know is that I am not racist. I don't care what color someone's skin is," she said. "We need to be more intelligent." The left-center alliance worked, the far-left New Popular Front winning the most votes, Macron's Together coalition placing second, and National Rally third, effectively becoming fenced out of power. But if halting the radical right was tough, forming a government among anti-capitalists, communists, socialists, and centrists could be even more daunting. Macron, suffering in the polls, must show strong leadership to find common ground.
I think he's the one that's for this war. It's not quite enough people to get him out. These people that cause these wars. There's quite a few people against them.
But the outspoken leader of the eco-leftist, Eurosceptic France Unbowed Party, Jean-Luc Mélenchon. His first demand on election night, the job of Prime Minister for his faction, and the right to form a new government. But who the next PM might be is still unknown, as is whether she or he can work with the centrist